What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Frida and her 1996 album, which translates to Deep Breaths, and thank you again to Darren, who has provided translations for the individual song titles, and apparently this one translates to Even a Flower. So yeah, I suppose it could relate to some imperfection or something that is less beautiful, or the impermanence of things. Even a flower, something which has this natural visual allure or is seen as a beautiful entity. I feel like it could relate to even a flower comes to its end, or even a flower has its imperfections, or indeed a thorn. Now obviously, again, this is in Swedish, so I won't know any nuance meaning in the moment, but I look forward to hearing people's comments. Let's give it a listen. This is Frida from her 1996 album, which, as I said, I think translates to Deep Breaths, and the tune is translated Even a Flower.
Även en blomma kommer nu god jord, behöver näring för att gro, så den kan spira och växa sig stark. En kyss av regnet, en till av solen, och lite tid att prata bort med några moln där under himlen. Även en blomma, en människa som jag, vill leva varje dag i djupa andetag. En människas kärlek och lag, en människas renaste slag, att vara precis den hon är, även i barnet, även på jorden, även som blommar. Även en molntuss tar hjälp av vinden, så den kan krama sig i dans. För sädesfälten som vajar i takt. Längst ner i roten på varje maskros är varje strävan likadan. De vill förökas lugnt och stilla. Även en blomma, en människa som jag, vill leva varje dag i djupa andetag. En människas kärlek och lag, en människas renaste slag, att vara precis den hon är, även i barnet, även på jorden, även som blommar. Tag ett andetag. Människas kärlek, en människas kärlek, en människas renaste slag, människas renaste slag, precis den, att vara precis den hon är. En kyss av regnet, en till av solen, och ännu en som får en blomma växa ända upp till himlen. Djupa andetag, en människas kärlek och lag, en människas renaste slag, att vara precis den hon är, även
well, surprising no one, she sounds great vocally on the track, and I especially love, I mean, they're not big, long vibrato flourishes, but those rich and expressive vibrato flourishes at the end of those lines, which have a nice rhythm to them. It's like not only her vocal quality, but her vocal rhythm on this one is like really engaging and almost intuitive. You just kind of like feel the pace and beats with which she goes through those vocal lines. But yes, the vibrato flourishes at the end of those lines are very impactful and enjoyable, and she just has a wonderful voice. It's interesting, like the contrast between the verses and the chorus sonically, or at least tonally, felt notable here, meaning the verses had a bit more of a moody sound, almost like gothic mixed with a bit of a blues feeling. Like, I know that's kind of like, bringing in some different elements, but the verses sounded like, I wouldn't be surprised if Depeche Mode had done this song in the mid-90s, and I was even imagining for a moment what Dave's voice would sound like in the verses. So yeah, it had a bit of a like darker or like moodier feel in the verses, but the choruses were warmer, more uplifted, or at least less moody, less unsure or a bit tension-filled. They felt warmer and richer and a bit closer to like an ABBA song. So the choruses had, sort of a more like vintage ABBA type of sound, at least to me on this first listen. So I enjoyed the dual nature, the contrast between the verses and the choruses. Again, if not exactly sonically per se, at least tonally or in terms of the atmosphere. And yeah, I enjoyed the configuration of the, sort of the melodies and the bass. There was an electronic sound to the bass line. You could tell, this is something from the 90s relative to some of the other material I've heard from her. So yeah, it's interesting, again, to jump ahead in time like a decade as we go through this album. But definitely there was a cool electronic sort of sound to the synth bass. And yeah, again, I don't know what is being said, but I look forward to hearing the comments, and given the power or the emotional conviction of some of her singing, I wonder how that relates to Even a Flower. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the comments. Once again, shout out to Adrian for sharing these albums, shout out to Darren for providing some translations, and to all the others, many of whom are ABBA folks, of course, who have been providing insight and comments and opinions about the Frida reactions thus far. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.